make a scene when you call on a cellular. I can tell you she don't need not a goddamn thing. You a goddamn thing. If you think you're gonna get her with a goddamn chain, you the same, boy. You better get some goddamn chains. She was good in the school, even walk across the stage. They can say I love baby from his looks to his face. It's the letter on the days, depending on how well it looks. Couple flop slippers and a sharp pedicure. Couple flop niggas depending on how the cheddar looks. She'll buy her own, I don't think she'll never look. And a man better stand and wait for him to take care of her. She'd rather go to work and pay the bills on schedule. R-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Do you know what that mean, man? R-N-D-E-P-E-N-T-E-T-T-T-P-P. What's up? Happy Wednesday. My doggy's 4th birthday. She's a birthday me. She's a bird. Let me see what I got in here. This child. Let me see what I got in here. My child. Look, she got her jersey on because she got an old jersey. Look, killing you hoes. Killing you hoes. Yes, little Miss Bossy. Today is her birthday. Act like you know. Yeah. Little Miss Bossy. Yes. Give it up for my dog. I wouldn't be a dog mom if I didn't shout out my dog's birthday. Like, hello. I don't know when I became a dog person. Clearly 4 years ago. I used to hate dogs. I used to just couldn't stand them. Just didn't want them on me. You go over people's house, their dogs sniffing you, licking you, all that above. But I got my dog when my boys got bigger, and I was missed having a little baby, and I got a big fat Frenchie baby, and she's very much a baby. But yes, I am now a my dog person because I still don't like everybody's dog. I ain't gonna lie. I go to the dog park. I look at them dogs. I don't like any of them. I just like my dog still. But anyway, it's her birthday. We're going to see what my husband do for his child. I was like, what are you doing for your child on her birthday, okay? Because, they give out birth certificates, and my dog has my husband's last name. And I do feel like one day I'm going to be able to collect child support for him. I don't know when, but when they announce it, it's just going to almost be like, I need to see if I can get some child support because it's 4 years, and this man, he buy an outfit every now and then, but, does he give the monetary value it takes to upkeep a diva like this? I want him to buy her a pub cup from Starbucks because I know he's listening, so that is what I would like for my dog to have today on her birthday. Things that she loves, okay? Other than that, y'all, I didn't do too much today. Freaking rode my bike, did a little workout, and had to work at work. Why? That wasn't cool. But, nothing too exciting. I know that the DNC second night is on, so let's see what happened, because I didn't pay attention to any of it, because I knew that I'd come out to y'all, and we discussed then. So Doug Emhoff, the nation's first second gentleman, introduced himself to delegates in the nation at the DNC, praising his wife, Vice President Kamala Harris, for her dedication to their family and trying it to how they messed that whole sentence. Sometimes it be them. It don't mean me. They can't read. It's these people. They write wrong. But former President Barack Obama on Tuesday sought to persuade Americans to leave the chaos of former President Donald Trump's administration behind in pursuit of a new chapter. At her Milwaukee rally on Tuesday, Kamala Harris mentioned Donald Trump's remark in a CBS interview that said he had no regrets about overturning Roe versus Wade. The DNC crowd roared when Michelle Obama came out. It was so loud, I had to put my hands around my ears of our producers just for her to hear me. You know, because that's really who the people wanted to run, but you know how they go. Barack Obama says Donald Trump has gotten pretty stale. We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. I ain't gonna say that Biden went bumbling and blustering. Barack Obama calls Donald Trump 70-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances. It's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid to lose to Kamala. You know, Obama gonna come out and roast the guy. Michelle Obama and Donald Trump, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs. Michelle with the black job, clap back. Michelle Obama speaks about her late mother, the woman who showed me the meaning of hard work, and compares her to Kamala Harris's mom. Kamala Harris and I built our lives on those same foundational values. Even though our mothers grew up an ocean apart, they shared the same belief and promise of this country. Doug, I'm not about to say second gentleman. I hate that title. He still tells the story of how he set up on a blind date with Kamala, getting to know her and falling in love. We talked for an hour and we laughed. You know that laugh? I love that laugh. Hey, how'd she do it? I don't know. Bernie Sanders said the DNC that Project 2025 is true radical agenda at a time of massive income and wealth inequality. Giving more tax breaks to billionaires is radical. Putting forth budget cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid is radical. In a conversation on today, Trump told me he's not paying much attention to the Obamas appearing at DNC tonight. He said, I really don't. He's going to do his thing and let him do his thing. Okay. Matt Gaetz, the Florida Republican who led the effort to oust House Speaker Kevin McCarthy last fall, will easily defeat a McCarthy-linked primary challenger on Tuesday. They love them some Matt Gaetz in Florida. J-Lo finally announced her divorce. We knew it was happening, y'all. Been looking miserable since they got back together. I think Ben, smiled once when they got back together. And then it was, over. I don't know. This is why you don't go back to your ex. I think J-Lo was like, Ben, you're going to have to marry me if you want to get back with me. And he was like, F it. But he really didn't want to get married. I hope Ben gets some therapy because Ben, he needs some help for real. He looks something wrong with him. I mean, I'm not saying J-Lo perfect, but I'm just saying. Let's see. 15,000 people were at the speech. Gwen Waltz, the wife of Democratic Vice President nominee Tim Walz, disclosed in a piece published in Glamour this week that the fertility treatment she underwent were intrauterine insemination rather than vitro. There you have it. We all up in everybody's womb now. Britain's King Charles III met with survivors and families of victims of the KNIFE attack that left 3 young girls unalived and 10 others wounded at Taylor Swift's Let's see what else we got. A new study suggests a potential link between semaglutide and the active ingredients in weight loss Wegovy and great. I just be reading, but it gives you some bad thoughts and behavior, so y'all be careful. All these drugs can be dangerous, so be careful. 9 months after a former member of the U.S. Army Reserve unalived 18 people in Maine, a special commission said there were multiple missed opportunities to potentially stop this guy. A plan to replace parts of the I-81 in Syracuse, in New York, is set to transform the community by reconnecting the neighborhoods that were segregated by highway planners in 1900s. The multi-million-dollar project will bring pedestrian-friendly streets and complete with shops to the area. 2 people were unalive when their private jet that they were on clipped the power lines and crashed into a residential area in Odessa, Texas. The crash caused a fire that injured a woman inside a burning home. Man. At least 13 people were arrested on the DNC, the protesters. They're still searching, and I have a video on this, but the search is underway for the 6 people, including 2 Americans who remain missing after a luxury yacht. They say it's some mystery behind that. Well, its military recovered bodies of 6 hostages abducted during the October 7th attack in Bahamas. Israel says it believes 34 more hostages are unalived and 75 are still unalived. On Tuesday, an Israeli strike on a school being used as a shelter in Gaza unalived 12 people. I thought y'all was in some peace talks. Like, what is going on here? I got this lady's video. She's a former press secretary of old Trumpity Dump, and she say she's voting for Kamala. Disney has changed its course and now says it will not seek arbitration following the unalivement of the doctor from Long Island. Most of the news is going to be about the DNC. Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted of unaliving George Floyd, was transferred to a federal prison in Texas almost 9 months after he was in a different facility. If you don't know, that's the sound of a, you know what. Federal safety officials are requiring inspections of cockpit seats on Boeing 787 Dreamliners after one of the jets went into a dive when the captain's seat lurched forward without warning. What the heck, man? Seats ain't even bolted down right no more. So this is kind of crazy. A circus performer was hospitalized after she fell from a tightrope before a horrified crowd. In the UK on Monday, the former suffered serious injuries, but her condition is not life-threatening. These acts, you know, I get these people have to have, wow. I get these people have to have, like, thank goodness they had that blow-up thing up under there, but these acts, these circus acts, don't I have robots to do that now? Medical aid in an unalivement is legal in 10 states and District of Columbia, but only Oregon and Vermont explicitly allow out-of-state people who are terminally ill to pass away with assistance there. So you can go to Vermont and Oregon to do that. United Airlines is betting big that college football fans are going to fly out to see their favorite teams face off against rivals in person this season. That we are caught up because the news is starting to repeat. Unless you want to hear about this top-ranked tennis player, Jannik Sinner, tested positive for a banned anabolic steroid in March and was stripped of prize money and points earned, but he will not be suspended. BMW says it's recalling 720,000 and some change vehicles in North America because they are equipped with an electric water pump that may short the circuit. All these electric things just be messing these cars up. Revolutionized shapewear when she created Spanx. Now she is innovating again with her luxury shoe line called Sneaks. She went from Spanx to Sneaks. Y'all still be wearing them Spanx, boy. Alright, let's see what I liked on here.
You might be witnessing the CIA taking over this crazy AI tech company, or these might all just be crazy coincidences. You tell me. Last night, some freak water spout tornado sank this luxury yacht off the coast of Sicily. And on board was Mike Lynch, who's been called the Bill Gates of the UK. We'll get to him in just a second. But board was Jonathan Bloomer, the international chair of Morgan Stanley, one of the biggest banks in the world. He was apparently really good friends with Mike Lynch, and Mike Lynch just beat like this multi-year super big fraud trial that he got extradited to the U.S. for. He had a 0.5% chance of acquittal, and he got it. And there's a whole other mysterious death related to the exact same company and trial that we'll get to in just a second. But Mike Lynch founded this company called Autonomy that he sold to HP for a bunch of money. Like $11.7 billion worth of money. But then immediately HP had to write off $8.8 billion of that value, and they claimed that Mike was fudging the books and overvaluing the company in a big way, and they accused him of fraud. This was all the way back in 2011. At first, he beat it in the UK courts, and then they extradited him to the US, or they charged him in the US, and it went on for years in the US, and then he was throwing a victory party with all of his lawyers and his buddies in the chair of Morgan Stanley, and then that boat they were having their party on, like weeks after this trial, got hit by this crazy freak waterspout. But first, what Autonomy does is super interesting. It operates what's called an intelligent data operating layer, which allows for search and processing of text taken from both structured data and unstructured human information, including email and mobile data, whether it originates from databases, or audio, video, text files, or streams. They call it meaning-based computing. So if I'm reading that right, that means that this is an AI surveillance software that can process video and live streams and audio and analyze it and surveil it. Obviously, just for the greater good, just for like running ads, just totally harmless technology. Can't imagine who would be interested in that technology. So on June 6th of this year, they were found not guilty on all charges, and then his co-defendant, Chamberlain, who's of this company, he got struck by a car while he was out running and died. I presume he wasn't going to be on this boat trip, so he just happened to get hit by a car. And since he had left the main company, Autonomy, in 2012, he'd been working at their subsidiary spinoff, this cybersecurity firm called Darktrace. That's ominous. What's that all about? Darktrace uses an unsupervised machine learning, AI, to build intrinsic patterns of life for a network. So they'd establish, what does this network normally act like? And that way they can detect cyber threats and hackers that are changing the normal state of that network. And they claimed that it had the capability to defend against zero-day attacks. If you don't know about hacking and cybersecurity, a zero-day attack is when a hacker finds a weakness in some code of anything, like your phone, your car, your programs, your computer, whatever. And because no one's ever found that weakness before, it's called a zero-day weakness. And they can exploit it to hack you. And that's how basically all cybersecurity hacks and leaks happen these days. And there's no defense against them until they get exposed, and then they can patch them. But this claims to be able to defend against them before they've been used. That would make all cyber weapons obsolete if that worked in its totality. I'm sure it's not perfect, but the CIA has a lot of cyber weapons. They're just sitting on Israel, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Russia. Everyone's got whole caches of zero-day exploits that they have stashed up, ready to fight each other with if we go to cyber war. That's how all the hacks you've been hearing about happen, is by people exploiting zero-day attacks in the infrastructure, in the phones, in the cars, whatever it is. Those are 0 days. And I don't know how to be conclusive about this, but there was evidence that they were trying to be taken over by kind of like the Wall Street cabal. Short sellers were attacking the company. There were hedge funds trying to take them over. Thoma Bravo, never heard of them. Looked them up, not a lot about them. But in my cursory search, I did find that they were responsible for funding part of FTX and got accused of being a part of that whole shit show. I have long suspected that FTX had ties to intelligence and was not what it seemed, but I don't know. So anyways, once they get rid of the Darktrace guy with the car, allegedly, I don't know, I'm just making shit up at this point, but he dies in a car crash. And then a random tornado waterspout sinks this luxury yacht, but it's not like they were out in rough waters. They were anchored about a half mile from the port of Porticello, and there was other boats all around them. According to the captain of a nearby boat, they steadied their ship using their motors, and then after the storm had passed, they looked back and noticed that the other ship behind them was gone. So they went and rescued some of the people, and they called in the Coast Guard. Crew members are out speculating about how this fucking yacht went down off of the coast after it had just crossed the freaking Atlantic all over some crazy choppy seas. Doesn't really make sense. 15 people were rescued. Most of them were the yacht's crew. Almost all of the yacht's crew were rescued, except for, I think, the chef, maybe. And the other, 15, 17 people were all the important people that did not make it. And, genuine tragedy. The dude and his daughter are not found. His wife is in hospital right now, and she is dealing with the fact that she'll probably never see her family again. Genuine condolences to the people that lost loved ones here. And to be clear, I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not. It's just weird, super weird, and it fits a playbook of high-power tech startups and companies that develop some piece of really important software. Intelligence agencies want that shit, and they'll go to any lengths to get it. If you don't know about the Promise software, look up the Promise software. That connects to Epstein. That connects to the Octopus Murders documentaries on YouTube, Netflix. This is not the first time this would have happened, if that's what happened. Shout out to my boy Welt for bringing this to my attention. Those GameStoppers are like bloodhounds in the financial world, and they got their nose on the trail. So obviously the story's still developing. They're still searching the water. The wreckage is deep enough. It's going to take them a few days to figure out what's in the boat at the bottom, what's going on. I don't know. All I know is that if you think that only God can make weather and water spouts and tornadoes happen, you might want to look up HARP, maybe with a Tor browser or something, if you care about your internet data footprint. I don't know. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. You guys tell me if you got any leads, because this is kind of wild, and I don't know what to make of it. So we might be witnessing.
And I leave all that browsing to you, and you just report, because this stuff is above my pay grade. But one thing I know, if I ever get super wealthy, I'm not hanging with no other people that are super wealthy. No one will know. I'm gonna just stay under the radar as much as I can, because when you get up there and you start inventing stuff and doing all this, it's strange that stuff starts happening. I'm just saying. Alright, so let's see what TMZ got going on. J-Lo, no prenup, no settlements. They just probably want out of it at this point. And McKellen, the fat suit saved him during a nasty fall off stage. That's very good, because we need you to be a wizard in another movie, man. LA freeway attack. A woman was tossed into oncoming traffic. Selena Gomez, I need some wedding ideas. I know just who to follow. Selena getting married, y'all. The kids are growing up. Sean Strickland, Megan Fox sent me an effed up DM over comments about her kids. Gene Wilder, his Bel Air home is back on the market. Elon once owned it too. Porn star Sophia Leone, cause of unalignment revealed. It ends with us. Brandon Sklenar, stop vilifying Blake, slams ongoing gossip. Scott Peterson speaks from prison. Here's my theory on Lacey's unalignment. My theory, Scott, is that you still in there where you supposed to be. You and your theories. Dude, it's this whole thing. TikTok star Addison Rae, no amount of Diet Pepsi can quench my thirsty outfit. Kylie Jenner putting on my own butt on the line, models new swimwear. Everybody got swimwear, right? Hulk Hogan's do you want me to leg drop on Kamala? I think you go to jail for that, Hulk Hogan. Real jail. Because she is still the vice president. Pacino's girlfriend, Nora Alfala. Al's an amazing dad to our son. Still not marrying him. Al ain't trying to get married, girl. Alicia Silverstone is cool as munches on a poisonous berry while she's walking through the New York streets. TikTok star Kyle Marisa Roth, her cause of unalignment is revealed. She was the girl that was always reporting on conspiracy theorists with the stars. 1,000-pound sister Tammy Slayton living my best life after her 500-pound weight loss. Tammy did it, y'all. Brooke Mueller releasing twin sons by her side amid Perry investigation. President Biden said it's way past his bedtime. Love Island, you guys don't watch this, but I watched this crazy show. He was saying, Nicole Jackie, you lied to my face, Kendall, after a leaked video. So Kendall's on this show, Love Island, and they were one of the final four couples. And Kendall was on a dating app before the show, and he had spread his cheeks and exposed his you-know-what hole to somebody on a dating app, and somebody posted it, and Nicole kind of made it about herself, like, you lied and didn't tell me the truth, even though he was the one that was exposed. But yeah, that show's finally over. It had the internet in a chokehold for a while. O.J. Simpson's executor, I gotta liquidate his assets. I need $269,000 from his house. Four-time gold medalist Michael Johnson, my new track league is going to be sport relevant at the Olympics. As it should. He knows what he's doing. Alright, let's see what else we got on here, y'all. I don't know, like, why World Star has been, like, better news than most of the things I read lately, but I've been feeling what they've been talking about. Beyonce launched some new liquor. It's called Sir Davis Whiskey with Hennessy. I can see Beyonce having like a small drink, but Beyonce ain't drinking liquor like that, even though she keep telling y'all she's been drinking. But it's $89 a bottle. Ex-cop convicted in the unalignment of George Floyd was released from prison on Tuesday. He did 2 years. Little John was at the Democratic convention. Mike Tyson's still trying to hype y'all up for this fake Jake Paul fight. Little Yachty has followed Drake back on Instagram. People were worried that they broke up or something. 15-year-old creates a soap that can help prevent and treat skin cancer. Hopefully protect this guy, because every time somebody creates something, man, something happened. Model was allegedly fined $5,000 by the Aussie police for obscene OnlyFans advertising, stating, "It's free. Your dad's a fan." NBA YoungBoy is facing a new federal you-know-what charge. Pew pew. He was a felon. He wasn't supposed to have a firearm. He already was in trouble because he's living like up in Idaho or Iowa or one of them up there. Alright, let's see what Reddit's got going on. I do have a clip from Tyrese, not that I'm looking forward to it, but people act like it was so insightful what he said, so I'm gonna play it and see. Tyrese is just, he could be a little exhausting as well. If this ever loads. Come on, baby. Show me what you got. How do you escape from everyday life? I do something fun every day. I rode my bike. My mom was like, I can't believe you still ride bikes, but I love my the wind blowing in my hair when I ride my bike downhill. And I like to feel a little like I'm edge, like I'm going down a hill, even though I be hitting them brakes. Don't think I'm too crazy, but I love to just do that. Bike riding, something that just gives me a sense of being light-winded. Somebody said stargazing. Stargazing is cool until you start thinking about how many million light years those stars are away, and then it just starts freaking my brain out, and it's like, what is even time anymore? We're just these little ants staring up at stars that are so many millions of light years away from us. I escape everyday life by pretending I'm a responsible adult who totally has it together. Video games. I'm so excited Call of Duty is about to come out. I mean, it's still not till November, but I'm excited about that. Somebody said I run a lot. Man, y'all gotta really love running. I mean, I'd rather ride my bike. Because if you in your rhythm of running, what if a dog chase you? I feel like on a bike I have a better chance of getting away. Somebody said I've started having phone calls with AI characters. It's weird, but it really opens up your imagination and breaks me out of the monotony of everyday life. People really talk to AI on the phone. You used to be drinking. I don't recommend it. Almost 2 years sober. Going to the gym. I go to the gym, but that's not an escape from life. To me, I mean, it's just a part of my regimen, but not an escape for life. Someone says stay up awfully late. I like to stay up late too. I feel like I got the power to do that, because when you don't know, you don't have to get up in the morning. The problem is I hardly ever get to sleep in when I do that, so it really doesn't work. Somebody said reading, sleep, writing, video games, and music. Music is definitely helpful. Somebody said the marijuana. Somebody said prayer. You gotta pray just to make it every day. Alright. Too deep. What's the smoothest pickup line you've been told? Guy, do you have an ugly boyfriend? No. Do you want one? It's funny. I was in a crowded karaoke bar with a bunch of coworkers, and a dude kept looking at me. He walked over and said, "Hey, tell your friend I think she's cute." Then he nodded over to my reflection in the mirrored wall. It caught me off guard in the most adorable way. Funny. He really thought about that. I asked a girl that I was friends with and had a crush on if she wanted to go into the movie. She said yes. When I asked her what she wanted to watch, she said it doesn't matter. We won't be watching a movie. In my mind, I was like, dang. Do you want to go half on a bastard? A buddy of mine is really good with women. He does this one thing on our university campus where he'll just go up to a random girl. He says, "Hey, I have a question for you and need a woman's advice." She goes, "Sure, what's up?" Let's say I see a really cute girl. Do I go up and talk to her, or is that too direct? 99.9% of them say you should totally talk to her. He then introduces himself. The reason why this works is because you casually say a compliment and give the girl a smile. And he said, "P.S. I forgot to add, he's handsome." That probably is the only reason he works, because he's handsome. I joked with my girlfriend about stealing her heart. She turns around and goes, "That's okay. I'll steal your last name one day as payback." Ooh, smooth and confident. What's the best comeback to an insult you've ever heard or given? I was the one insulted, but not the one with the comeback. I was out with a coworker and her friends and buddy, and I was leaving a little early for sensibilities. She jokingly got up in my face and said, "Smell that? Smells like poissy." A guy playing in that pool table next to us stepped forward and said, "I'm sorry, that must be me. I just ate. It was amazing." In the city once, I heard two guys get into a fight about something dumb, and one guy screams, "Your mother's a effing slut." And the other one screams back, "Your mother's an excellent cook." And the first guy's brain paused, and that was that. Someone yelled out in Walmart, "I'm not ashamed of who I am." Another voice echoed back, "That's your parents' job." My grandma got into a fight at the grocery store with a guy who told my 9-year-old brother to move the F out the way. They were going at it, and his final words were, "Suck my D, B," she said across the store. "If I could find it, B." My friend from high school had, I don't want to read that word right now. My best friend, after arguing with some kid from our school in a shop, began walking away down the street. Kid said, "Where are you going, Poissy?" He said, "Your mom's house." "My mom lives the other way, idiot." He said, "Nah, I meant your real mom." Okay. Somebody said, "Babe, if you keep lifting weights, you're going to look like a man." She said, "It hasn't worked for you yet." Funny. Alright, let's get into these story time and see what I got. Why don't we?
I see that man right there. I'm having one of the worst days of my life today. I quit my job. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I don't know what my next move gonna be. And I was crying, y'all. Like, I ain't gonna say in cap to y'all. Like, transparency is everything. And I feel like as a man, nothing wrong with sharing how you feel. I was boo-hoo crying when I was in the middle of prayer. Hey, man walked past me. When he saw me again, passing me, I don't know, y'all. It's just like we had to talk about something, right? And this man pulls me to the side and he was like, "Raymond, God has been good to me. And the biggest things I could tell you in life," he's 74. The biggest thing he could tell me in life is that loving Jesus, knowing Jesus, is more important than all this other stuff in this world. Now, I don't know if he know I just lost my job or whatever. And he knows that I'm thinking about bills, real life, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm going to do, what's my purpose, where I'm going. And he just basically, like, told me, man, toss all that. Loving Jesus, knowing God is much more important than whatever's in my mind right now. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, God really works in mysterious ways, man. And he uses people. So I still don't know when. I still don't know why. But now, because of him, I don't even care. As long as I know Jesus, and I got the love of Jesus on my heart, I'm going to be all right. So thank you to that man.
Amen. Cast your cares on him because he cares for you. Peace beyond understanding. You know, sometimes when you're going through so many things and you just don't know what to do, that's really all you can do. That's really all God wants us to do is rest in him. And it gets so hard because we try to figure out and, you know, and sometimes somebody just comes along, says something to you, and you just be like, you know what? I know God got me. And that's what you got to know. There was a comment on here that I really liked. Somebody said, "The wind is coming. Don't let the wind bother you." The wind, the W-I-N is coming. Don't let the wind bother you. That was really good. Somebody said, "Let your faith be bigger than your fear." Somebody said, "It's no longer the worst day, but simply a new beginning." Somebody said, "God got you a workout." A lot of people said they needed this moment. Very good. Very good.
Babe, that lip gloss is so hot. Oh, thanks, babe. Tammy, what is that? Yellow discharge. Pardon? Yellow discharge. My sexy red. You can't taste it?
Sexy Red is out of control with these flavors she got, y'all. I'm not even about to read them, but I know one of them is Booty Hole Brown. Yeah, just imagine kissing your man and it's like, what's up? Yellow discharge.
Letting it go?
Yeah, because you've been holding it the whole interview. I've been watching you.
You asked me the question.
I did, but I mean, I'm telling you.
You should have never asked the question
I love you.
if you didn't want to see
I love you, brother. I love you. I love you.
how hard it's been to get through.
I love you. I love you, black man.
Okay, do you not cry?
Absolutely.
You might not bring it to the radio,
Absolutely.
but this is what being grown is.
Brother.
I'm not doing this.
I need one. My makeup on mess up. I hear me. My consider is sitting today.
Hear me. Black men cry. When divorces happen, women aren't the only one that are devastated. When a miscarriage happens, women are not the only one that you should be checking on. When you can't put food on the table because your career goes up and then it goes down, stop calling, skipping over the man, and just checking on the woman. This is real shit out here. I'm gonna wipe my own tears.
That's not my makeup, Tyrese.
I love you, sis. When you do things from the heart, it affects hearts. That's what beautiful pain is. Y'all might outsell me the first week. I made a fucking classic. Some of the most legendary movies in the world didn't do well in the box office. Baby Boy bombed. Do your research. Is it a classic?
Oh, yeah.
Is Baby Boy a classic?
Hell yeah.
People didn't even know who the fuck I was as an actor when that movie came out.
Baby Boy, the only reason BET still got a network.
Praise God. If the movie bombed in the box office, why is it the only movie that they still playing on BET every day? Don't confuse data and numbers and popularity with the reality of what affects hearts. I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm going to tell y'all something about 1992, as well as The Masked Singer, when I did that show. Praise God for Nick Cannon. Shout out to him. I was really a masked singer. I needed that mask so fucking bad.
Wow.
I needed that money from that show so bad. I didn't have it in me to go stand on that fucking stage and sing, and praise God I had a mask on, because while I was on stage singing, if they had seen my face under that mask.
Right.
Listen, if it all ends for me tomorrow, I never sold you on fake. None of this jewelry on my arm is real. Don't love me because of no fucking diamonds. Take all this shit. This bracelet right here look real as a motherfucker. This shit was $23 on Amazon.
You said look real.
Nothing. Hear me out.
I think you look good.
It don't look fake, right? If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jewelry, reality is reality. This shit is corny. It's all fake. It's all superficial. It doesn't mean anything. Letting it go?
Yeah, because
Tyrese should make he can make an album off everything he said. Black men cry too. No, he's talking real stuff. I mean, this is the most sane I've seen Tyrese talk in a long time. But one thing about Tyrese, he is the character in Baby Boy for real. Tyrese. I can appreciate Tyrese's emotional intelligence. He definitely is in touch with his emotion. I just think he's a lot. But ain't nothing wrong with men crying. Men do go through stuff too. You know, society frowns upon men showing their emotion for sure. And he was real as heck about that jewelry and stuff. Most of these people, these rappers and everybody that's wearing this stuff, that stuff is very fake. But as much as they was laughing and joking, he was dropping gems for once.
I wasn't just a Trump supporter. I was a true believer. I was one of his closest advisors. I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers. On a hospital visit one time when people were dying in the ICU, he was mad that the cameras were not watching him. He has no empathy Stephanie. Say it enough and people will believe you. When I was press secretary, I got skewered for never holding a White House briefing. It's because unlike my boss, I never wanted to stand at that podium and lie. Now here I am, behind a podium, advocating for a Democrat. And that's because I love my country more than my party. Kamala Harris tells the truth. She respects the American people, and she has my vote. I wasn't...
Well, I don't know how Trump is going to top this. They dropped a lot of hatches and hammers on him.
Hi, I'm Kamala. Okay. Yes. And I'm here with corporate. And while I have your ideas really quickly, there's a couple of people that I pinged for kind of some emails, and they haven't gotten back to me. But I thought this would be a great time to say, hi, check your emails, get back to me. There are some client deliverables we have to get to. How can we apply some of corporate Aaron's tools, okay, to democracy? If I were to just kind of zoom out and kind of take like a look at the 30,000-foot view and kind of look at the bigger picture, kind of do some blue sky thinking there, I'm going to put together piece by piece, brick by brick, with my boots on the ground, with my team. I'm going to communicate with everybody above me, everybody beneath me, and underneath me. And I'm going to say, hi, we're all here to collaborate together, and we're going to kind of get over that hump that might be kind of like the end of the world, but it's a hump nonetheless. And it's just a little tiny hump, but we're going to get through it, kind of do some restructuring and kind of revisiting some old tenets, kind of go back to our mission and core values and kind of maybe rewrite those.
I really like that. That got me, like, really jazzed. That felt like a campaign speech, you know? It feels like a campaign speech where the white guy by your side says the couch fucking joke that you would never be able to say. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yeah, okay.
I gotta hear that laugh one more time, y'all.
Hi, I'm Kamala. Okay. Yes.
That was good. Kamala's voice is very unique.
Well, whoever came up with swing and rotate shifts, well, your mama a big wig wearing ass bitch for having you, because how the fuck you even get used to this shit? How do your body adjust? Man, I'm so motherfucking tired. Real boy, they ain't gotta come in here with these motherfuckers. Supervisor don't supervise not a goddamn thing. And then my other co-worker, he come in and wanna talk. Boy, shut your shitty mouth ass up some goddamn way. Early fuck, shut the fuck up. Then my other co-worker might get here, the bitch don't be stinking. God, by goddamn 1 o'clock. Man, that motherfucker so goddamn raw. I'm talking about that bitch be so raw, that bitch be smelling like he just came off a goddamn bomb or some shit like that, boy. My bitch be so goddamn stinking. Boy, I just need to find 80,000 on the ground, boy. I'm tired of working. Boy, look here, I'm just tired of all this bullshit, man. But whoever came up,
He said 80,000 on the ground, and your mama a big wig wearing mofo.
Child, I done messed around and got invested into white folk drama on this here clock app, and I'm going to get you hip to what's going on and explain to you why this matters to your black ass.
Okay, so I had because I just don't care. I don't even care.
Hey guys, this story is developing right now in Austin, Texas. A DNA match and a similar modus operandi have led the Austin Police Department to come forward and issue a warning to its citizens saying that a serial unaliver is on the loose. So for the record, this has absolutely nothing to do with the Lady Bird Lake conspiracy, but police do fear that there could be more victims. Authorities say that on June 21st of this year, they responded to a call of a body found in an abandoned home at the 2600 block of Metcalf Road. The deceased woman discovered inside was identified as 34-year-old Alyssa Rivera. She had been strangled and SA'd, and police did recover DNA at the crime scene, and they also released video, and that is part of the still image that I showed you at the beginning of this video. Now go check out the video footage so you can see the gait and the walk, but police say that they believe that Alyssa is walking with a Hispanic male just slightly shorter than herself.
Police were able to make a positive DNA connection between that crime and the crime here that happened on April 14th of 2018, almost 6 years earlier. At that time, the Bastrop County Sheriff's Department had a case in which the cause of death also appeared to be strangulation. Now, the body of 28-year-old Alba Hennessy Aviles was discovered in her silver Ford Focus after she was last seen leaving a club on the southeast side of Austin. This club was known as Club Caribe, and her car was discovered some 3 miles away in the 300 block of Old San Antonio Road. Now, police say that though they can connect the two crimes with matching DNA, they have not gotten a hit in CODIS, which is our national database system for felons. Now, they say it's very unusual that this person has not committed a crime that has landed him in prison, but that is where we are apparently. So they are begging for our help identifying this individual. Now, police are urging the public to stay vigilant, and they're saying if you have any information regarding either one of these crimes, to please reach out to 512-974-TIPS or 512-472-8477. I'm going to put these numbers up. If you have any information, if you've heard anything at all, also share. If you live in the area, you need to be on the lookout, and you need to warn your friends.
Say less. If you live in Austin, be on the lookout.
Hello, everyone. I normally don't make any videos on TikTok, but I wanted to do this. And please share with all the girls out there. I received a package today here at my store. It had my name on it, had this little ring. Apparently, a lot of women are receiving this. It's a pretty cheap ring. It's cute, but pretty cheap ring. It had all these cards in it. Right here, this other one, and here is where it came from. I'm covering there my information. It has this black card on there. For obvious reasons, I'm not turning the card around because it has a QR code. I called my bank to make sure that these scammers did not charge anything on my card. They didn't, but the bank did say that what they're doing is they're sending this to many girls, many people. This black card has a QR code at the other side. So what they're doing is once you scan their QR code to find out information about the stone, which is not the information about the stone, what they're doing is they're getting access to your phone, to all the accounts that are linked on your phone. They're wiping out bank accounts, doing whatever they want to do. You give them complete access once you scan that. Do not scan that QR code. Yes, you can keep the ring, but do not do that. Do not scan the QR code. Please share this video with everyone that you know. There is people all over the United States that are receiving this. Mine came from Texas. Apparently, some other people are receiving it from New York, different states in the United States. Please be alert out there.
Stay woke, y'all. These scammers is getting better and better. Listen, y'all, that's the show today.